Yeah, Vichar Sagar. But first few sessions we will have introductory sessions. Oh, you received the PDF file?
Yes,
Yes,
I
I
didn't
didn't
find
find
the
the
translation
translation
to
to
Russian or
Russian or
Ukrainian,
Ukrainian,
so
so
it's
it's
not
not
available.
available.
Only
Only
English
English
one.
one.
Only English one, yeah. So the entire journey of the Eastern wisdom uh, is based on three factors. One thing is clear that we are living in ignorance and we have to remove. So first step is the to weakening. We have to weaken conditioning of the mind, thoughts, behavior, and action that causes the suffering, pain, duality, and anxiety. Weakening. We have to weaken it. We have to loosen that its intensity. That's how I said to you also, I think, that who sends you the message, email, that you should be angry when I meet you, you should be upset over me. So I am not aware. I lose the self awareness. Now ask yourself why we lose the self awareness. Because my mind is totally focused on the world outside. I get obsessed. So the first thing is the meaning of the Upanishad. It contains the main teaching, which this Vichar Sagar text talks a lot about. So I'm laying an introduction so that we should always remember this, that we have to weaken. We have not to fight with ourselves. I get angry and then I repent. I say sorry, then again I do the same thing. I do the same thing. When we eat, say for example, you are eating pasta for a whole week and you feel bored. It's good. But why don't you feel bored by being anxious and upset and agitated and reacting for so many years? We never think about it. So, because we do not think rightly, that is why we are not able to weaken it. Second factor is to destroy. We have to destroy the ignorance. So, again, destroy the wrong notion, destroy the ignorance by practice. No, by understanding. By understanding. There is an error in perception. Science has cleared that there is no blueness of the sky. It is error in perception. Now I have the knowledge. I will continue to see the blueness of the sky, but I know 100% sky is not blue, water is not in the mirage. So the second factor is to destroy the ignorance in the mind. And third factor, that the mind should become a leader of the self discovery. It should lead me to success, to peace, to happiness, to love, to wisdom. That is the actual meaning of the Upanishad. And Upanishad obviously are the cream of the text, cream of the knowledge, from where all the different texts were written. But why we follow these three factors and constantly remain aware, to weaken, to destroy, and to lead? Because we are living in ignorance, because we do not know who we are, because we do not know the exact nature of the world, we do not know the supreme existence. Take a simple example. I exist because of the existence. You exist because of that same existence. So why should I fight with you? That we never think in this way. We never think. Maybe one is your wife or a husband, but they exist because of their existence. They do not exist because of you. So when I remove that wrong notion, then I move with love and affection. Okay, you exist because of the existence. I exist because of the same existence. I follow what is the method, what is the how the existence works on me. You do not follow, you oppose the existence, then you are going to suffer. And from these three factors, the master says Shravan, Manan, Nididhyasan, the three factors. Listening and learning goes directly to the heart and the mind. Reading keeps your habitual mind active. You read something about the author, and the author, you don't agree with the author in your mind. And then you read and you feel bored and you leave it. So, listening and learning is very important. Why? Because the master puts the reasoning. Why the master puts the reasoning? Based on your personal evolution, based on your level of awareness. This book cannot understand your level of awareness. Why? It is all about the knowledge. Knowledge is simple, message is easy, but mind is heavily conditioned. Ah, I know you are sitting behind you. There is a kitchen. I know it. I know it. So I made a statement, but when I make a statement, I am the real self. It does not make a sense because the real self is not object. That is the problem. That is why we have to listen to it. Yeah, this is a gray mouse. Okay, gray does not have an object. Mouse is an object. So that is the basic problem to know the real self. So that is why we have to follow weakening. First thing is the weakening, second is the distraction, and third is the leader. Now based on this, then we move a little bit further. What we are looking, why we want to study, why we want a knowledge for the success. Then ask the question, what is success? Is it security, satisfaction, happiness? Because I feel a sense of insecurity, I feel the sense of dissatisfaction, I feel the sense of unhappiness. But the world does not keep it. Nothing in the world can provide me any security, any satisfaction, any sense of happiness. Do I really understand it? Do I realize it? So when I realize it, I'm weakening the other part of the conditioning of the mind. Am I destroying it? So destroying does not mean that I will stop earning. I will continue to earn. I will do whatever I want to do. But minus I have deleted the sense of security, satisfaction, and happiness are located in the world outside. Where is the real security? Where is the real satisfaction? So you see that the way the thought process, I'm preparing that thought process so that we can find out we are weakening, we are destroying, and we are leading the mind to the success. So I have to contemplate and reflect whether anything in the world has a property of peace, happiness, love, and wisdom. And the answer is big no. Intellect understands, but the mind continues to run, and because of the ignorance, it continues to live in the same state. So the more and more listening, and the teacher makes everything clear again and again. So what will happen? One day the mind clicks. Yes, and mind calms down. That clicking is nothing but the weakening. That clicking is nothing but now you are calm and relaxed. Now that state of the calm and relaxation is the higher awareness. It is becoming a seeker, the highest level of a seeker. So now see, one master compares that, okay, you understand success, okay, you want security, you want happiness, you want love and wisdom, it's all okay. But why don't you compare your mind with the animal mind and see what happens, what comes out? How do you understand? How the animal kingdom live happily as compared to the humans? We need to find out. We need to find out if they are the living being, there may be some hidden desire for success in the animal kingdom. What is that? They are happy. Lion catches the prey, eats the food, and then sleeps for 15 hours. Sleep is not disturbed. Sleep is not disturbed. But our meaning of success is different than the animal kingdom. But what is that? What is that? It doesn't mean that lion is not very alert. The moment there is any noise and disturbances, they instantly wake up and they are ready to fight with the danger. So their success is sleep, reproduction, food, uh, their food, all the four instincts. They follow the four instincts: food, sleep, security, and the reproduction. Reproduction, that is the main element. It is not the sexual pleasure. That we need to understand. So, but we are seeking pleasure from everything outside. We want pleasure from everything outside. That nature of the mind must go. We should enjoy whatever we like, the food we should enjoy. But all the time the mind is obsessed with it. So, the second factor, it means I have to destroy the level of ignorance. But I'm coming out, which you perhaps you like that topic. I'm coming. What kind of a success animal demands? Four things. That's all. Is there anything more than that? No. What about the human being? My definition of success is totally different than the animal kingdom. Wealth, possession, recognition. Lion is not interested. We say that lion is a king of the forest, but we say it. Lion does not recognize it. Lion does not pay any attention. He knows what he is. I don't know who am I. That is the problem. But okay, that is also not the problem. But the problem is that we are given a free intellect to think. And when I think that, okay, look at the lion is a forest of the king of the forest, and I'm not even the king of my family. That is the biggest problem. And sometimes I have seen people, they are watching the lion in the forest and ultimately they are ready to fight with their family members. How dare you say, I'm earning everything for you and still you don't recognize me? We are recognizing you. That's why we live with you. So you see that the free mind, the free intellect is an opportunity and also is a curse. The same free intellect is overpowered by the mind in ignorance causes the problem. That we need to understand. It has nothing to do with anyone, our husband, our wife, our kids, our society, our boss, our employer. It has nothing to do. It is happening in my mind. I'm cooking a story. So I have to clear that. But if we continue with this journey, do we understand Now comes the main thing. You see, so the master says, do you understand the difference between desire fulfillment and self fulfillment? For animals, desire fulfillment is self fulfillment. Our desire never comes to an end. The lion does not say, let me taste, today let me taste mango, and tomorrow I will catch another prey. We have that option. I'm just giving you, oh, why we are learning? Because the more you understand this, the mind becomes more and more aware. Or today I do not get the food that I like, so whatever is in the plate, let me eat it. We have to contemplate and reflect on desire fulfillment and self-fulfillment. Cows eat grass, self-fulfillment. Their desire fulfillment is self-fulfillment. But for the human being, one desire creates millions of desires. And desire for peace and happiness is outside, that causes the problem. The mind is overpowered with these thoughts and ideas and the feelings. It over superimposes its its feeling, its images, its thoughts on the intellect, and the intellect continues to follow the same. And then intellect looks at the honey, honey, she is not recognizing me. How dare she does not recognize? I'm doing everything for her. So desire fulfillment is never possible in the human race. The moment we are running after the desire fulfillment, it builds a strong ego, and that ego, instead of destroying ignorance, it causes the ignorance. So you see how many questions, we have to understand what is ego, how it destroys, is ignorance related to the ego. These all topics are discussed in Vichara, so that the things becomes clear. But we are having our today's session. So now I started with that animal mind and the human mind, and we have desire fulfillment versus self-fulfillment. So the master says, don't look after the desire fulfillment. We never say don't eat, remain hungry. Do the fasting. We don't say that go to Alaska or Russia in the coldest place and live there. No, we are simply saying that you must understand what exactly is the self fulfillment. So when I understand the self fulfillment, so Krishna says in a different way. So I'm combining the teachings of the Gita and from the Upanishad. So you have already understood, do you remember Rati, Trapti and Tushti? Pleasure, sensual pleasure, pleasure for food, and pleasure by possessions. We already know Rati, Trapti and Tushti. But how to work on this? Sometimes I am overpowered by force of the mind, I get obsessed and I go for it. How to from the Upanishad I am bringing and combining these two together. So Rati, Trapti and Tushti is on one hand, Yukti, Anubhuti and Mukti is on the other hand. The solution is Yukti, Anubhuti, Mukti. So what do you literally mean Yukti? Yukti means Shravan, Manan. In the Shravan Manan we have Viveka and Vairagya. We think of it. We argue, we reason. why I'm getting it, why I get obsessed, why I became agitated because I didn't get the food that I like, why I get agitated because the others don't agree with me. Is there any other way? Yukti, it includes reasoning, it includes listening the principle, it includes viveka, it includes vairagya. So the moment we apply all of this, that comes under yukti. Second is anubhuti. What is anubhuti? I experience the change instantly. I experience. Mind is very clear. Provided I'm a seeker. If I'm not a seeker, then I go on rationalizing. I still feel hurt. My EQ, emotional quotient, is very low. You don't know what is emotional quotient. How do you know? You know, the science defines the emotional quotient with a very dry statement. There is no emotion in it. So how can you say it is an emotional quotient? We say very simple emotional freedom, no emotional dependence. How easy to understand it. You have an emotional freedom. So that pure emotion moves with the love and care to the entire world, to yourself also. You are agitated, so you feel, I am dependent emotionally in that situation. That is what the emotional freedom, that is the emotional quotient. Science defines in a very dry way, and then it says, we have done a tremendous progress. They have yet to come to us. Anubhuti, yukti, anubhuti, and the third is mukti. So mukti means liberation, freedom, awakening, end of suffering. So can we say that entire journey of the Eastern wisdom, I'm again explaining in a variety of ways so that the mind digests and assimilates it. Entire journey of the Eastern wisdom, I said in the beginning, weakening, destroying, and leading. Now see the entire journey of the Eastern wisdom in another way, moving from rati, tripti, tushti to yukti, anubhuti, and mukti. You are doing yukti, shravan, and manan, and nididhyasan. You have a variety of experience, and that experience results in the realization of the real self. In order to weaken the heavily conditioned mind, we have also to ask a question and think that what is special about I being a human being? If I do not think in that way, then the mind continues to press us with its own obsession, with the yukti, with the rati, tripti, and tushti. I have to constantly work on it. I told you that for the last almost a year, I left almost all kinds of Indian food.
Yeah.
But we'll cook for you when you come, so that's not a problem. So, so eating salad in the lunch. After that, your belly is already full, so all the cravings has already gone. So I eat salad and the fruits, and even in the evening, finished. Almost my mind, I would say, my mind almost has forgotten what are the Indian recipes, and I feel more energy. So it is by reasoning, by understanding what is special about the human being. Human being, no doubt, is a living species. It has a free intellect. I have to think again and again. I have a free intellect. That is what is known as a free will also. It is free intellect. Just make it very simple. So what the free intellect, I can receive the knowledge. No other living species can receive and retain the knowledge. No, but my pet can be trained. Yes, they can be trained habitually. They don't have a free intellect. They don't have a college or university where they can receive and realize the knowledge. Yes, they are heavily conditioned. We want deconditioning. So sometimes people argue why I am using this topic. This master, Vichar Sagar master, he first takes up every objections, every opposition, non-seeker put before him. So he created those objections, or he has realized what are those objections, why one should not. People say, no, we don't want to waste the time, close our eyes and sit in meditation. In the meantime, I should earn little more. So he created questions pertaining to the objections. Oh, here are the objections. Why we should follow you? And then he answers those objections. This is why you should follow. This is why you should understand. This is why the practice will not help you. He answers each and every so in detail. That's why we have, I told you, 570, 580 topics. Same thing, I'm just putting it here, the free intellect. I can receive the knowledge and I can realize that knowledge to know my real self, to be in permanent peace and happiness, and I can bring an end to the cycle of birth and death. Because of the free intellect. Now I have tried all kinds of meditation. One guy told me recently, last week. So I have tried all the meditation. I thought that you are coaching. I said, no, I will be coaching. I will not give you any meditation. I don't know any meditation. But then he explained to me that I did all kinds of meditation, and doctor suggested me that I should stop doing any meditation because it created OCD in me.
What?
Obsessive compulsive disorder.
Mm-hmm.
More or less the same thing which which he has. I said, yes, you are right. You should not do it if the doctor has suggested you. Free intellect helps me to transcend the mind. And the mind suffers from OCD. So when I know how to transcend, that is the real meditation. So how meditation can create OCD? But I'm not ready to understand. So I left it. I said, that's okay. That's a part of that's the way to life. So I should, yes, another example that he gives a lot of examples from his period, and that opened my mind also. I said that is the right approach to follow this journey and help people to realize it. So first thing is to special about the human being. I may be in extreme stress, duality, and a conflict. Still, I have a free intellect to restart the thinking. I fail. Let me restart. I am angry, so let me restart again. Until my intellect takes over the mind to understand the cause of anxiety, anger, reaction, insecurity lies within me, not outside. Until then, I have to contemplate and reflect for anything and everything. Because I am responsible for my sorrow and I am responsible for my suffering. That is why, again, go back, again, the master says, no, you have to listen to me. This master says, no, complete the entire book, read it again, study it again in the presence of a teacher, ask the questions until your intellect is clear, it goes into that state of the knowledge, and once you have that knowledge, now see this question in a different way. What Eastern wisdom demands from our mind? So there is another teaching. I'm using the word, you know the first word, Prakriti,
Mm-hmm.
and just above it, Sanskriti, and below is Vikriti. So Vikriti means distortion, wrong notion. So wrong notion, always feeling insecure, dissatisfied, getting agitated, non seeker. So when you live into the state of the Prakriti, you are in tune with the Prakriti, then you become cultured. Cultured means Sanskriti. So that cultured means that I become a seeker. Cultured simply means that I understand first, I am very clear, and then I follow the path. It happens. It is a common day. I always tell that the moment we wake up in the morning, just become aware. Let me go to the restroom. So you had a thought internally, and then you go to the restroom. You don't go to the kitchen. Now I have to drink a cup of coffee. That knowledge is always, we are using this knowledge all the time. I know I will do this, I will not do this, I will go there, I will not go there. We have to use the same common sense to find the real self. We have not to, but my mindset should be there. So, what kind of a mindset? Of a seeker. So, how to explain that mindset? So, we have to move from the animal mind to the human mind. So I have to recognize my impulsive nature, instinctive nature, habitual nature. That is animal mind. And I have to bring what is right and good. Let me follow it. So there is no disturbances outside. There is no disturbances coming from outside to my journey of the self-discovery. You already heard the story of Socrates' wife. So there will be another Socrates. He told his student, can you realize the patience and clarity in the head of a Socrates? Even if the outer situation is so much demanding, my goodness, so much demanding. So he did not influence his mind from the outer situations. Seeker's mind. You do hundreds of practices, you even if your kundalini is awakened and you are still influenced by the outer situation, nothing is going to happen. No change. Think of it. So we have to think, my outer situations, I'm constantly subjected, forced, reacting to the outer situations all the time. And on the one hand, on the other hand, my kundalini is awakened. It does not mean anything. So why, how I know that my kundalini is awakened? I see a lot of colors and visions. Why don't you see those colors and visions with open eyes? to see those colors in ignorance. So there the master uses another word. You see, I'm explaining what it means by a seeker in a different ways. I need a mental maturity. I should not live in mental immaturity. Mental immaturity, animal mind. Mental maturity. I understand. I know this is instinct, this is impulse. I should weaken it. I should follow the path of what is right and good. What is given to me is the free intellect. That is the reason. That is what Master says. So when we move from animal mind to the human mind, we are a seeker. And when we start the journey, that human mind, according to Aurobindo, becomes a super mind. He uses the word supra and supermind. What is the meaning of the supermind? The real self constantly lives there, reflected there. That's a supermind. Or you can say the God. Okay. So you had talked about becoming a seeker, but what kind of a student, what kind of a seeker we should be? We should ask ourselves, am I ready? Without feeling any disturbances from my personal, professional, and social and family life. It's a part of the knowledge. Part of the knowledge. Are we ready? Yes, in the morning am I committed, sincere, focused? Focused on what? Focused on the real self. Focused on the real self. Then what? So I should limit the territory of the mind to the real self inside and to personal, professional, social life to excel in that field outside. So that my mind has nothing to complain, nothing to blame, nothing to react. Reaction comes, it will come. Let it come. Then let me learn from it. So when my focus is on who am I, what is the world, nature of the world, what is this existence, that remains inside. Instead of wasting time, how he or she made me crazy, and my mind keeps on thinking it because of attachment and detachment. When that person comes in front of me, I'm ready to react without he sending me any message. So when the mind is clear by understanding and thinking about it, you will see, you will find out this mind is not at all distracted. It is not wandering at all. It has no time. So again, I follow now. I'm just creating in these sessions the way this master goes so that we will 100% follow what the master says. The master, this is the way this master has written this text. Even he has written from the point of view of a non-seeker that I love this guy. So so he raises a question himself as if he's objecting to writing his book. So what is that objection? So a non-seeker asks him that there are already more than 3,000 texts available, and the Upanishads are the cream of their knowledge. So nobody is going to read your text. And then he answers that. So he created all height of objections, and then he answers why and how. So I'm preparing your mindset. So let us ask, do we need a particular mindset to study, learn, and discover real self? Yes. No, but how to understand that? So simple. To study mathematics, we need a logical mind.
Yeah.
We need to know the basic mathematical symbols. We need to know how symbols of subtraction, addition, division, multiplication works. So it's not a big deal. We need a particular mindset to study the Eastern wisdom. So when we say particular mindset and then we use the big words, these big words are very small. We use the big word like austerity. You have to do this austerity. So austerity is nothing but to weaken. Again, I'm using the same word, to weaken. You understand? The more you understand, you repeat your understanding in your intellect. It will weaken by itself. And we think austerity means going to the Himalayas for 1 month and bringing the realization uh, into the world. It is not possible. You are already realized, you have a real self already within you, whether you go to the Himalayas, whether you live in your house. What a great way to. I'm using his method of inquiry. Can we learn how to focus? No. It's a subject matter of the science. We need a common sense. Now let me increase my memory. No, you need not to increase. It is already there. You weaken what is not, what should not be present in the mind. You already have a memory. Because then the mind is not engaged in waste, in ignorance, in reaction, in anger, anxiety. You already have a memory. It blew my mind when I read this many, many years ago, and I said, oh, this is what it is. Okay, now answer me the question what the knowledge looks like. What the knowledge looks No, it looks like it is an awareness, it is an experience, it is a knowledge. It is knowledge, awareness, and experience. Do I know you when I see you? Yes. But only thing that we need to understand when we know real self is not an object in the world. So we have a different process, different method. That is what the Eastern wisdom is. The way we have a different way of processing the knowledge of physics or chemistry or biology or mathematics or geology, or the way we have to reset the mind. Otherwise, it is awareness, knowledge, and experience. Again, we return to the focus who am I? But now the objection means, a non seeker says, I know who am I. No, you know what you know about yourself is a false self. So you have to know the real self. Oh, that is. So if you are a seeker, you are curious. If you are a non seeker, you say you are crazy. How simple it is. It's a common sense. Then we explain those people, do you want permanent peace and happiness? Yes. No, but I'm already happy. Okay. So sometime I get stressed, when nobody listens to me. Okay. Can you live into that state even if nobody listens to you? I have to destroy the ignorance. When I destroy the ignorance, I know that I'm already in peace. Weaken, destroy, and lead him. So you see that all the 3000 texts have created such a pattern of the thinking to receive and retain the knowledge that just as a common sense is a play and a fun, you are listening and learning, you are a committed seeker, and you reach to that state. Okay, I have understood. If it is common sense, then what I have to do? I'm following the same thought pattern as this master followed. I cannot match him, no doubt. He is such a great master. He first time he thought of putting them into the topics. I never thought of it. So obviously he is a great master. But obviously, once you understand the essence of it, then it becomes a play and a fun for you. Then you also like to follow the same pattern. So what I have to do now when you say common sense? Okay, very good. What do you have to do? So now you see that how I introduce a topic. Do I see you? Yes. I see you at a distance? Yes. Do I feel that I am separate from you? Yes. So knowledge is in between I and you? Yes. So that is how I know you. Are you clear? Yes, I'm clear. I know you or you know me. Oh, so for knowledge to happen, there must be I and there must be an object. When I say I know any object, so object must be there, I must be there. We are not going, who is this I? First we understand, and then the knowledge will take place. So, knowledge takes place in the mind when these three factors are there. Look at it, just here and now, it's a common sense. I know what is behind you, I know my host, I wake up in the morning, that is also a knowledge. I do my practice, that is also a knowledge. I go to the restroom, that is also a knowledge. In all the statements that I claim, I know, I am aware, three factors are there. Make any statement. Where you say it is a common sense. It is a common sense when I say I am real self, that I and the real self are one. The real self is not an object. Let me say I am real self, that I and the real self both are consciousness.
Yes,
Yes,
but
but
I want to know
re-
you. You are an object. But I want to know the real self. Who is real self? That is I.
but
but
real
real
self
self
don't
don't
need
need
any
any
knowledge.
knowledge.
Don't need any knowledge. So all these three factors dissolve by themselves.
So
So
all
all
three,
three
these
these
three
three
factors
factors
is
is
wrong
wrong
knowledge.
knowledge.
Three factors are not present in
Yeah.
knowing myself. So I have to follow that approach by which I can dissolve the three factors, because the real self cannot be deleted. The real self is all pervading, it is immortal, it cannot be deleted. I delete my mind in deep sleep. Mind is not there, unconscious. I'm not aware. I don't know anything. I don't know the
But
word. I don't know the
you
object.
you
You
delete
delete
not your
not your
mind. You
mind, you
delete
delete
your
your
Identification.
sense
sense
organs.
organs.
Yes. No, yeah. Even the mind is not functioning, sense organs are not working. If the sense organs and the mind is working, then it is I am a waker, so I have a waker world. When I dream, so I am a dreamer, I am in the dreamer world. But when I am in deep sleep, there is no world outside because of the sense organs and the mind. So even I say, so to say, that When mind says in a deep sleep, I don't know any object of the world, obviously all the three factors are not there. But there is something that knows that I had a good sleep. That is where the real self is. So when I say I'm the real self, I am. You see that normally we don't use the word I know the real self. I know you, but I'm the real self. I know the kitchen, but I am the real self. So that knowledge part is present in that state of the consciousness where I and the real self are one. There is nothing to need. That is what the common sense I explain to you in a simple way. No, no. But objection? Where is that objection? Why you are pushing me to know myself when I know myself? Then enjoy your life when you know yourself. So are you living in permanent peace and happiness? So your objection is that it is not possible in the world. That is what I also say. It is not possible in the world. It is possible in you. You make your thinking. You are upset and anxious and scared 1,000 times until today. You don't feel boredom, but you feel boredom eating the same food, wearing the same clothes, using the same car if you have lot of money. Then you feel bored about the same car. So don't you have a boredom that how many times every day you are anxious, you react and you upset?
I just going to change my car.
This is what happens in our daily life. That level of self-awareness is no there. So now you see the objection of a non-seeker dissolves. That is the beauty of this teaching of this master. I said, my goodness, this master, uh, can you see that how deeper level of awareness he lives and he has written this book? That is the beauty. And then, okay, oh, yes, you are right, then the non seeker says, you are right. So I think, so that is how we observe, people. Okay, now he is on the path of becoming a seeker at this moment. I don't know what is going to happen tomorrow. So he says, yes, you are right, you're right, you're right. I never feel boredom about, I always fight and anger and divorce. And then they remember the whole problems that they have faced in their life. Oh, yes, I want that permanent peace. No, before you want a permanent peace, I want you to know who you are at present. Do you want to know? Yes, I want to know. So you are the sum. Do you know sum? Yes, 1 plus 1 is 2. So you are sum of cherished desires plus anxiety plus emotions plus some duality plus some anger plus some reaction plus some pleasure. That is all you are. Tell
But
me if
it
you are.
is, it's explanation of my mind. It's
It's
not
not
me.
me. The moment you say it, then you are definitely a seeker. Then you have to learn how to separate yourself from this mind who makes you crazy. The viveka enters in the life. Look at it. You're right. That's why I started this journey. So you are joyful. Not only the teacher then says you are full of joy when desires are fulfilled, you are totally frustrated when the desires are not fulfilled. So what do you desire? You desire an object in the world outside. Oh, so it means that object has the property of peace and happiness and the pleasure. No, it is not. Oh, Now you are becoming a seeker. Now you are becoming a seeker. You see that by listening and learning, the intellect receives, retains the knowledge, and then it pushes the impulsive mind little outside. So then now you see that now yes. So teacher realizes that you are listening patiently. Then the teacher says, your unconsciousness, your fear, your hesitation, your frustration, all belongs to the mind. It does not belong to you. Oh, that's good. But still, I experience the same thing. Okay, we have next question. Do you desire freedom from all these negative emotions, sorrow, and suffering? Yes, I do it. So you have to become a seeker and follow the path. You should have the same mindset. Do you desire to end in suffering? Once and for all? Yes, once and for all. Are you committed? Do you want permanent peace and happiness? You see that we have two goals only. The goal of life. What are these two goals? Bring an end to the suffering, relate the first three factors, weaken, destroy, and leading. And I want a permanent peace and happiness in my life. That is my real self. So the intellect learns, listens these principles, retains these principles, acknowledge it, recognize it at the time of the stress, duality, and a conflict, or at the time when the mind is working on me, or at the time of habitual, impulsive, and instinctive mind, they all are the same. It's a common state. It's a common way. Common